If you think the Gamescom 2025 demo is the exact same as the demo from 2019, then you are sorely mistaken. Yeah, they both show the same two areas, but there were still some noticeable differences. That's why I went through the internet and compiled a short list of changes that I deemed significant enough to be in this video. For example, which area comes after the deep docks. You'll find out that and some more stuff today. And if you think, hey Stizzl, didn't you upload a video like 7 hours ago? Yes, I did. I am sleep deprived and I am half alive, but I am so ready to deeply dive into the demo changes, so get out of my way so I can just get started, please. It's midnight as I'm recording this. A lot of my Silksong colleagues and friends went to Gamescom themselves, so whenever I mention something, I'm gonna say where I got it from, of course. First up, we gotta mention the art style. As this tweet shows, and as we have seen from the last few times we got screenshots, the art style has changed a bit. The colors seem to pop more, and the blur effect for layers that are further back seems to be stronger now. With these still images, I honestly prefer the old version just a bit, but I reckon there are good reasons they changed it. I guess probably once we play it and actually get good quality videos of it that are not filmed with a camera or phone, then it will probably make more sense. Another thing that has changed that is immediately noticeable is the detail. Chains rustle as you walk past them, fabric moves and reacts to Hornet in dynamic ways. All of this was not here that extensively in 2019. In Kadeya's video, we see what I assume to be the first of Hornet's crests, and it has changed significantly. This is what it looked like before, with nothing but 3 tool slots here. In the version from the demo, this crest seems to be at least an upgraded version of it, since it now also has the special attack, the Silk Spear, in the middle. We also got 3 additional tool notches here, but those are likely not yet available, because the available ones, filled out or not, are just the 3 colored ones. What do you think? Does this crest evolve into this one? Is it a totally different crest? And are those 3 notches missing because we need to upgrade the crest itself? Or do we need to find more red, yellow and blue tool slots respectively, like color coded notches basically, and then we can equip corresponding tools onto it? Let me know in the comments. We also got some updated and new descriptions for some of the items in our inventory, the most important of which I'm gonna read out now. The Silk Spear, one of Hornet's special attacks, says that it is a deadly weaver technique. That is some new info because we did not know for sure what each of the abilities would be tied to. And while we still do not know for sure how and why Hornet gets a hold of this, it is nice to know that this is tied to the weavers. In her video again, Kadeya picks up multiple shard bundles, and in the descriptions we are able to see that each one of those shard bundles contains a total of 80 shards. Speaking of currency, rosaries, the red small bells, are described as the following. Beads carved from various materials, used as a measure of faith and traded as a currency. Each is etched with a fine patterned design. I wonder then, if all bugs will accept rosaries. I reckon that for some, the ones disillusioned by the cult and religion, shards are much more valuable than rosaries. But I guess we'll see. Now in Nintendo Life's video, we also see that Hornet's cloak is described to show signs of age. This tells me that we can also upgrade the cloak in some way, because why would we run around with an old cloak at the end of the game, for example? What supports this is that they actively changed the description. I found a tweet from 6 years ago because, yet again, I am sleep deprived, but I am very much motivated. And in this tweet, it reads that discrete pockets are woven within the lining. This line is now missing totally, and the cloak is now giving off a way more decrepit vibe. Lastly, the needle is now described as a long sewing tool uniquely balanced for combat. The blade is marked by time and use. Sadly, I did not find every single old description for the items in Hornet's possession, but it is time to move on to the actual gameplay anyway. As I've said, and as many have stated, this demo is largely a reworked and polished up version of the 2019 demo. That means that the art style and a lot of the environmental details have been changed and enhanced, but it also means that most of the enemies are placed the same way. As we move into the demo, we can actually now see the starting credits. It is still made by Team Cherry and still made by these 3 guys. It's just kinda nice to see this somehow. We get a good look at the walking animation here, and Man, I just think it looks nice how smoothly Hornet's cloak flows. Additionally, in the Moss Mother fights, we are now unable to destroy the eggs by walking over them, which we were able to do in the 2019 demo. Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but one of my shorts from back in the day claimed that we would be able to skip the Moss Mother boss fight by not touching one of the eggs, as in every single demo footage of 2019, the Moss Mother fight started exactly 3 frames after someone touched an egg in that arena, no matter what egg it actually was. Now, that led me to believe that if you were to not touch any of the eggs, you would be able to skip the boss fight. Now, in the gameplay we see here, there are no eggs that are destroyed, and yet the boss fight starts, and the Moss Mother destroys the eggs anyway herself, so maybe she's just not as much of an attentive mother as Team Cherry had originally planned. Moving on, as per Kadea, people were not able to dash in Moss Grotto, probably due to that being a locked ability, but they were able to heal. In Deep Docks, they were able to dash, but apparently unable to heal. I don't know if that was that way for everyone, or if it was a weird button mapping issue or something, but it is interesting nonetheless. I guess it could be some kind of demo-specific reason, maybe so people die quicker and players rotate quicker. Speaking of button mapping, here we see that Hornet has a dedicated button for her needle-lin, aka her music instrument she plays with silk and her needle. And she also got a dedicated button for her harpoon attack, which is also something I did not anticipate. Hornet, now in the new demo, also breaks down more often. While originally she only broke down at the end of the demo after the Moss Mother fight, she now also momentarily breaks down twice in Moss Grotto but gets up again. Which makes sense since it probably just symbolizes her level of exhaustion better and is a bit more cinematic. Moving from exhaustion to death, when Hornet dies, black emerges from underneath her, which serves as a screen transition. I know that does not mean she's void, but it does coincide with this new Cocoon breaking animation we see when going back again. We see a shadowy Hornet in an almost like infant-like position, and we know that Hornet has not the same kind of separation between body and soul as the vessel had with its shade, but maybe there's still something to this? Like, what, canonically speaking, would be the reason here that Hornet can come back to life, basically? Because we know that Team Cherry takes these things seriously. In Blue's video, which is a speedrun of the Lace boss fight, which is hilarious in its own right, he mentions and shows that when we stagger Lace near the edge, we can push her into the lava for additional damage, and then she jumps out swiftly again. Now, before I mention the last few big things I noticed, here's something I call the Mossbag Section. Naturally, Mossbag, the one and only Lore King, has already noticed a lot of changes, and I've come across a summary of said changes on Twitter. Now, it would be disingenuous to pretend like I found this on my own, so here's the most important stuff Mossbag mentioned, because not mentioning it at all would also not serve the purpose of this video. You can turn off Hornet's voice if you so desire. You can taunt in-game, and it seems to have some kind of effect. Healing now takes longer. The old church, aka Hornet's location for the second breakdown, has been changed to be called Ruined Chapel, and in said chapel, the bench now looks different. The music for Moss Mother, the first boss, is different. I've sadly not found a video yet where the audio of the game is really audible, so maybe if I find a good video, I'll link it in the comments. A few of the rooms have been changed around in the Deep Docks area, but there were no new rooms. The Lace dialogue is different. Now Hornet calls her a child. People are divided by whether this means that Lace is a child or whether Hornet is just talking down at her, and I think both could be the case. If Hornet thinks she is older or more grown up than Lace, she might just call her a child because she does not respect Lace's behavior and labels that behavior, and thus also Lace, as childish/a child. If Lace kills Hornet, she now looks upwards. I mean, I could speculate about this, but I already speculated about Lace years ago, and I think I know what Lace might be up to, and it can be found in this here video, and this only doesn't really prove anything, but it kind of adds to it, so you can watch the other video as well. And the dialogue with Forge Daughter is different. Hornet now says, "What is your duty here? Are you a smith of some kind?" Instead of, "I had expected more combative types, but you seem composed." It then continues on a bit, but I have yet to see gameplay covering the whole dialogue. If I come across it, I'll annotate this change in a pinned comment below, so if you're watching this a day from now, there might be some new stuff I found written down there. Thank you for your attention during the Mossbag segment. Please subscribe to the Bag of Moss if you for some reason haven't already. And also subscribe to all the other people I mentioned in this video. During Kadea's playthrough, she actually stumbles upon a new door after the Moss Mother boss fight, which was not there previously. It might be the home of the bug we meet when Hornet breaks down one final time though. Lastly, we now know what area comes after the Lace boss fight, thanks to Norbert the Spider, who showed me these two screenshots side by side. One is from the Bell and Bench after the Lace fight in the new demo, and one is from the Summer Game Fest sizzle reel of 2022, which showed Hornet exiting a lava-y area and entering what looks to be the Farfields area. Now, these two rooms look connected enough for me now to jump to this conclusion, which was not the case before the new version of this demo. Before, this easily also could have been a different exit from Deep Docks or a different exit from the Forest of Bones, which will also be a lava area as we know. Anyway, I do not have the energy for an outro or a good segue anymore. Subscribe to be subscribed to my channel, join my Patreon to give my channel patronage, and I will see you in mere hours with the big video about Team Cherry's big announcement. Stay safe.